Yeah, hey my lovely fellas, and welcome back to the third episode, and I'm glad that you are joining me again and you follow me and so on, and thank you for the support and the last followers and so on, and thank you. Yo, so what you can see here, or what you can expect here in this episode, in the little intro you could see my various changes. I changed and adapted the terraces again, but I'm talking about a little bit later. Then we have a winner. We have a winner from my last poll with the for the Nexusmods, I mean. And the winner is the Alamosaurus. Yay! And I'm very happy with these. Okay, what is wrong in my head? Yeah, I mean the decision. I'm very happy with the decision. Yeah, and yeah, we can see here the Alamosaurus, and he is a replacement and representate the Nexusmods from our poll, and I'm very happy. Yeah. And so I fly over the Alamosaurus from the hatchery to this tea plantage habitat, and it was a little bit strange because at the beginning they stood frozen in the enclosure. Yeah, for so many few minutes, and it was so, okay, what's going on here? And then, yeah, finally I was happy, then moved and acquired her enclosure again, and finally I was able to make some better recordings. And yeah, he's not stucky again, and yeah, stay along here on the road. This was so, okay, good. He's rooming, thank you. And yeah, alright. And the combination with the Alamo and the Zhanosaurus is pretty and works very good. And yeah, I also decided for 5 of the Alamosaurus with different patterns and skins, and I think yeah, it fits very well. Also with the Zhanosaurus in combination. And yeah, the dinosaur is also modified from the hatchery, so they need to eat less. I couldn't give you a big forest for him. Also many ginkgo trees, But everything was fine with the settings, and they had enough food when they're rooming here in the enclosure, and yeah, you have enough food, everything is fine. And so we have the animations for water and food again, and so on. Yeah, and I like the animations from the dinosaurs, and it's important for me. Yeah. And the representation for the Nexusmods is that was my decision. We need Asian Titanosaur, but we haven't only the Mamenchisaurus, and the Mamenchi is still from the upper Jurassic, and we haven't a Titanosaur from the upper Cretaceous here in game, and also he is a replacement for there. And then the Nexusmods was a sauropod from the late Cretaceous period of Mongolia, and he was not the biggest dinosaur, with a height from 4.5 meters and a weight with 10 tons. It was not the biggest, but big enough for the Tarbosaurus. And I think juveniles would have been vulnerable, again a Tarbosaurus, but the adult version is big enough in a herd. Yeah, and he coexists with animals like the Gallimimus and other Hadrosaurs or the Therizinosaurus in Mongolia, and yeah, so we have a nice replacement. Yeah, but doesn't matter. The Jurassic World evolution dinosaurs are all bigger than the ancestors here. And here in the tea plantage habitat, I also placed the next connection point from the Jurassic tour, so that we can continue building the park at this point later and have the connection to the next area. But yeah, I need more time for my next ideas and for the next areas. But yeah, okay. And what we can see again in the time lapse is that I changed a lot with the rice field terraces, and I deleted all the trees, and then I placed the first temple in the free spaces on the upper terrace, and I wanted a nicer finish as a boundary for the enclosure. Then I covered the temple with various plants so that it looked more ground, hidden in ground, yeah, here so. And so we have a rice field temple, and I hope you like my idea, and yeah, so we have a little special moment when you look in this enclosure. And yeah, the terraces was very steep on this temple, and I didn't want the dinosaurs to walk up here. The rest of the enclosure was still big enough, and I also placed a second temple in the other free spot, what you can see here in the time lapse. And I covered all the temple with stones and plants, so it looked more ground and so on. And for the second temple, I covered it up with a lot of stones. And yeah, I wanted to create illusion of old crumbled temple steps. And on this point, the dinosaurs can free walking here around the stones and the temple. And the temple should have also a function, and I placed the viewing log on the top of the temple so that the guests have the opportunity to see the dinosaurs from here. And I hope it fits together in the combination. And so we have a second special moment when you stay in the hotel and look from here in the enclosure as well, and you see different temples integrated in the landscape, and the Dinocairus and the Acharonetomimus have enough space for rooming here and so on, and yeah. Alrighty. Just forgot to say that I separated the first temple from the rest of the enclosure with an invisible fence. As I said, the terraces were too steep, and unfortunately I hadn't taken that into account, but I didn't want to recreate the entire terrace again. But yeah, I think it is okay so. And yeah, after the rest of the little time lapse here with the rice field terrace, then we switched to the other Jurassic tour for the Zhanosaurus, and then we are talking a little bit more again about the forest, the Zhanosaurus, and so on. Sometimes I have the feeling that when I record in English and in German at the same time, my brain does what it wants. Since I saw another video from another YouTuber between these recordings, and I'm also inspired to take a little break soon, about 1 or 2 weeks, and refresh the batteries. That's good when I have more time for myself, for building and recording and so on, yeah. And now I have many work days and I'm feeling a little bit tired after all these last days and the last 2 weeks. And as I said, I can use the short break so that I can continue building in calm. And 2 followers write me on Instagram, thank you on this point. And they give me some tips for some great ideas for the future. At the beginning I didn't have a great idea for the forest, and I also thought about whether I should adapt the entire area again for the Zhanosaurus forest and so on, yeah. And I think I need a little more time. And then I'm back in 1 or 2 weeks, maybe more to the end of the month. I mean November. And yeah, then I come back with better ideas and better episodes and creations and so on. And yeah, I think it's better so. And yeah, we have a better quality of the recordings and a better result for the episodes and so on. Alrighty, at this point I'm doing a bit of building on the tea plantation enclosure here. I wanted the concrete walls to have a better finish, and I put a Jurassic tour behind it as the next connection point. I expanded the enclosure slightly so that could add a few more ginkgo trees for the Alamo for the food, and yeah, it was still enough for him, and yeah, so I'm happy. Yeah, and let's talk about a little bit about the future of Jurassic World. There were some videos from great YouTubers in the last days who shared their thoughts about the anniversary gift with the statue and the uncertain future. And at this point, let me know what is your feeling, and share me your thoughts about the future of Jurassic World Evolution 2. I was still happy about the statue, but this little gift doesn't make me happy either. In Germany we say you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, maybe it's a little difficult to translate German proverbs word for word, but what I mean by that is when should you not complain about gifts? Gifts are gifts. We didn't have to pay for it. But I also have the impression that the statue is from the 30th anniversary from the June month, and unfortunately Frontier doesn't pay enough attention to this game. Of course, these are just interpretations, but I also thought that the game was the most successful game so far. But yeah, I hope that they will enrich us with a great expansion pack in December, and this game is not lost or dead yet. I definitely have the hope that it will be continue, but I think we can't expect any more great expansions. Wherever there will also be a lot of months in between, but I think one expansion is coming now in December, and the next is maybe in March or April and so on. So every 4 or 5 months in the future. That's what I'm thinking about a little bit. Yeah, and two smaller expansions that came out this year were really great, and the 3 updates are also relatively cool. And we also get little gifts in the updates, and well, just wait for the month of December and stay tuned. And I think it is great what is coming, and yeah, we will see. But okay, enough with these, and what you can see here in the time-lapse again is Rudy planned the Jurassic tour and covered the ground with sand so that I could see the tour route better, so in the daytime. And after this, I will place a lot of stones on the sides of the tour and decorate certain areas at certain points along the route. So I have some areas with the special rocks, with rock formations and so on, and cover this up with the foliage brush and the plants that we have here in game. Yeah. And most of the area will just be a forest, so a smart thought. Unfortunately, I don't have the autumn forest. That would be so awesome for an enchanted forest, but yeah, okay. I like the Biosyn forest, but it's not very dense, and it is too much space between the trees. And yeah, I would like to take some time to think about how I want to make the forest exciting and special enough. That's why I'm not finishing building this enclosure in today's episode. And yeah, forgive me, I need more time. On the sides of the tour I will try to make it varied with the foliage brush and the different stones again. And it's definitely a matter of luck with the foliage brush whether you get a good bush or not. Sometimes it is cool and sometimes not if you don't get a plant where you would like. Yeah, it's a gambling with the brush tools, and yeah, gambling again. I designed 2 more water holes so that the dinosaurs later can roaming everywhere, but I will certainly continue to adapt and change the terrain. I'm not sure, is it too steep for now? Should I put out a river next to it or rise the terrain into more flatten? I'll take the time offline and think about it. I'm not completely satisfied yet. A satisfied Rob is a good Rob. That makes Rob happy. And if is Rob happy, then he makes more videos and content. Yeah, that's my statement for this. And yeah, give me more time for the next few weeks, and so I changed a little bit the terrain again for better building and so on, and for the rest of the map, and then I can fluently building more and produce more videos. Yeah, that's my plan for the next 2 weeks, and then after this episode then I come back with the next, so around about of the end of the month. But we come back to my thoughts, but don't let that scare you. I think the future has a lot in store for this game, and we'll just get expansions at greater intervals. We can still be happy about the statue. Frontier does it best in the updates and listen to the fanbase community. Of course, it can always be more, but the game is not dead. I don't want to interpret that much, and I'm happy when expansions come out and the game is enriched. That's why I'm here, and that was one of the reasons why I started my own YouTube channel for this wonderful game here. I want to share and inspire the love of this game with you, and my focus is on the landscape designing, and I think it's so cool to always come up with a new theme and sink into this world and create something for hours and hours per hours. And certainly our options, these options here, are limited by the hitboxes and so on. And that's is the other reason why I does mods, so I have more freeness for building and so on, like Planet Zoo. It would certainly be a nice if the game Planet Zoo was, it's more identified with the other game. And Jurassic World Evolution 2 have many problems and not enough freeness I hope you know what I mean on this point. But yeah. But I don't know if Frontier will be heavily limited by Universal Pictures or and so on. What I'm trying to say is form your own opinion and stay relaxed. Don't be scared about other videos from the other YouTubers, about the future and so on. It is only interpretation, and I think, yeah, we can expect more and more in the next time, and the game is definitely not dead. This game is one of my favorite games and gives me a great balance to my everyday life. And yeah, here, I am the ruler. Here, I'm the king. And I can be creative and build different enclosures for dinosaurs. And dinosaurs are so amazing for me, and I love it, yeah. There are certainly a lot of improve. Some reasons are understandable, but you should always not raise your expansions so high with this game. Let's go back to the enclosure on this point, and in the future, as I said, I will adjust the terrain and create a beautiful forest offline and adapt it all what I think about, flatten the terrain, build a good forest for the Zhanosaurus in the future and so on here. And then I will put the two carnivores over in the enclosure, and then in the next episode we'll see how the two carnivores settle into their new home. And on this point, the Zhanosaurus is the first bigger carnivore, and in combination I decided me for the Monolophosaurus, and so we have a pretty and little colorful little carnivore. And yeah, I think it's a good combination for this enchanted forest here, for this area with the Jurassic tour. And yeah, and we see this in the next episode. Alrighty, then we have here the vanilla version from the Zhanosaurus, and this version emerged as the winner from the last poll. But I also think the other version is very pretty and well done. Also, I mean the modded version. But we see this in a few moments. And yeah, I'm very happy, and I'm very happy. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with this model here as well. And I have already hatched the dinosaurs here in the hatchery and selected random skins. And yeah, we have now for this moment a lot of the Janzu, but I selected them offline and look for the best skin combination and so on. And so I think about 5 or 6 Jurassic is enough for the forest habitat. And yeah, and I like this guy. He reminds me of a dragon, and it's a great representation of the Jurassic. Frontier on this point, very great work, thank you. But I still have found the other mod with the skin from the prehistoric planet, and I like it also. It is so a cool model. Okay, it's a little bit weird with the open mouth, but yeah, okay, I can live with this. And I like also the skin and pattern design and the little feathers on the back, on the tail and so on. And it's really good work. And yeah, so I thinking about a little bit, I make a mix for the next episode with both of the versions here. And yeah, and the Zhanosaurus is the genus of theropod dinosaurs from the Tyrannosaurus family from the late Cretaceous period, and he was found in China as well. And yeah, with a length from around 9 meters, and he had a longer snout compared to the other Tyrannosaurus, and he was a little bit similar to the Alamosaurus from Mongolia, and had a longer snout than the other Tyrannosaurus from this clade. And yeah, it's not yet entirely clear which clade the dinosaurs belong to, but as I said, it seems to be related to the Tyrannosaurus. And also we have the Albertosaurus and the Gorgosaurus from in North America. It was also a little bit smaller and lighter and faster, and not so huge and heavy like the Tyrannosaurus Rex or the Tarbosaurus. And yeah, it's a very interesting clade and family. And yeah, I like the version here from the Janzu and so on, and it looks so interesting for me. Yeah, and can you remember on the episode with the Jurassic from Prehistoric Planet last year? It was so cool to see him the hunting in the forest with the Raptor, and it was so cool. This landscaping, these autumn forest and the colors and the skins and so on. It was so a cool scene for me. I cannot forget it. It was so cool. But yeah, okay, enough with my tangents. You can see here the model, and I think it's interesting, it's cool. Yeah, why not? I get both of them for the next episode, and yeah, why not? Here you could compare it to the two models again. I will choose both models, and I'm looking forward to being able to put the dinosaurs in the enclosure. In any case, thank you on this point for your attention and for being there again. I'm really looking forward to the next episode on the end of the month, in the next few weeks. So I hope I come back in the end of the month, and until then, take care, buddies, stay healthy, and thank you for your support. And yeah, I'm a little bit tired on this point and I need some rest, so I'll stop with the recording and with talking about everything, and yeah. But enjoy the rest of the video, please. Enjoy the rest of the episode and the last pictures, and yeah. Thank you for all. Have a good time, buddies, and yeah. We see us in a few weeks, and yeah, have a good time.